Okay. I think that should do it. Let me know if the volume of the music or the gain in general is too low or high. It's kind of hard for me to tell. Yeah, it's been a minute. Oh, I forgot. Okay, that's good to hear. I had two different cities that I on my old save file. Oh wait. Uh oh. I forgot about the second one. I deleted my first town because I have an idea that I want to try to act on for streaming because I haven't had any ideas to do it for a while. But let me see. Let me get this. Delete this other town real fast. Okay, there we go. But basically my idea was since I have a pretty set in stone uh, work schedule now, my idea was is that when I get home from work, I get changed, take a shower, maybe eat, laundry, whatever, and then I hop on here. I actually have to reset this now so I can get into slot A because I have a modded GameCube, totally legitimate. Okay, there we go. Just had to press the power button for a second. Now I have the memory card in slot A, I believe. But the idea was, since I'm going to be getting home around 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8, maybe 9 on a late day, Central's time, I figured I could set the time to be like early-ish morning, and then when I get home from work, I can just get on my town once a day for a little while. And that would be a good segue. Oh yeah, I forgot he plays the guitar if you sit on him for a while. That would be a good time to be like a preamble thing for a stream. Now, obviously, I won't have time for it every day to do more, but I figured this would be a nice daily exercise. Help cut my teeth a bit more. And I figured, I don't know, maybe some people would enjoy it and they'd like seeing the town grow. Especially if I can get a capture card by the time the new one comes out, maybe I can try to do that. But I have no idea how that works. But I figured on like days when I go to work and then I come home and I have more time, I could play this for a little while, get all the fossils, all the daily duties things done, and then use it to roll into other things. That was my idea anyway. Technically that's right, but I want to set it different. I can keep the minutes the same, but so 20. So I'd want 9 p.m. to be probably 11 a.m. and the days could be the same. And I just have to wait for the clock to tick over so it's synced. I really enjoy Animal Crossing. Even the old one is janky and as restrictive as it is. And it's still where I got. It's still where I got my start loving these games. Like this was kind of my preamble into getting into Sims. Perfect. Okay. Just because when I was younger, I didn't think about it until I actually played games like this, but I really enjoy. Yeah, it does. Okay, wait. So mine by. I'm trying to remember. It's B, answer B, and then answer A, and then answer A. I believe gives me the face that I want. Because it works kind of like this in some of the newer games too. Depending on how you answer him in the train when you make a first character, or you make a character at all, it'll change how your character's face looks when you get into the game. And my favorite one, my name is Bippy. And then it's that. Okay. Fine, where you headed? Oh, I always name my town the same thing ever since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, it was because I wanted to type an animal town because I was very uncreative, but I couldn't fit it in from the really limited character count. So instead, I just put Anytown, and it should be, yeah. See, it's max characters, and ever since then, that's the longest standing town I had when I was little, and I would say probably from age 6 to 11 before the DS one came out. And that name just stuck with me for how much I love it. All the good memories it brings back. That's right, Anytown. But I like it because it works in two ways, because it could be Animal Town or it could be any town. Okay, so it's B, so this is A. A. So I think I've initiated it, but I don't know for a fact. Alright, so there's actually a pretty funny story if you watch the animation of him going back there. So he's gonna pull out a little cell phone and talk on it. Now, when I was in first grade, I had a little pencil box thing that was like a rectangle, right? And it slid out of itself like a little sliding shelf. And you're supposed to put like erasers and pencils and shit in there. Well, I just left it completely empty. And I had the bright idea one day to just out of nowhere just take it out and reenact that little animation of him talking on the phone. And I didn't notice it, but when I turned around, there was a couple of kids at the next table over that were looking at me. And I felt so embarrassed, and I don't know why, because they were smiling. They weren't like laughing or making fun of me. But I just felt so embarrassed that I got caught doing something so childish. Even though I was like 7. I know a lot of kids do, but I just felt really embarrassed because like it's such a weird thing if you don't know that I'm pretending that it's a phone. It's like, what would they think it was? Oh, here we go. I don't know if I did the face thing right. I hope I did, but I don't really know if I want to reset if I didn't get it. I did get the best starting close though, so let's go on that. I didn't get the face I wanted, but this one's not bad. I like the one where they have like the half-closed eyes with the purple eyelids. Hey man, it's no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Oh hey Nick, I see you there. What's up, man? Were you around when I was talking about like what I was planning on doing and stuff? Oh, Nick, that's my cousin, Ray. That's the one I told you a little bit about. That's a weird spacing. Huh. Tom Nook. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if how much you heard of that, Nick, but this was kind of my idea that I've been knocking around for a while, but I've been too unmotivated to do. And I just kind of had this spark of motivation to finally get the wheel rolling on it. And I'm only going as long as tonight until I can get it to where I can save the game. So I have to do the little stupid new character tutorial thing. Alright, well, I always like this house. Top right. I might go until midnight. It depends. Turn the lights on because I always do that. Oh, yeah, I call it Anytown because of like when I was little and everything. But my idea is because I have my work schedule usually ends at around the same time every day for the past like month and a half. I just figured it'd be a good idea to start doing daily to semi-daily streams, not for a super long time. And I was like, I just don't know, because every time I ever sit down to stream, I'm like, I don't know what I want to stream. I don't know what I feel like. I don't know if I can play something comfortably by myself if I don't have people to talk with on stream. And I was like, there's no other, like, stream of consciousness game for me than Animal Crossing. So, my idea was, especially since it's a day-by-day game, I would set the time to be, let's see, 9 is 11. So, what if I get off at 7 like I usually do? It'll be 9 a.m. in the game, which is like right when the store opens and all the bugs come out and all the fish swap over from nighttime to daytime. So I was like, you know what, that could work. And I could just do it every day, or most every day. Obviously, you know, there's going to be days where I have to take breaks. But it would be like a little project to just do it every day, or semi every day. And as my town built up, you know, maybe people would get into it. People who also play this game. And I don't know. And on days, and then I would play for a couple hours, go, alright guys, it was a cool 3 hours, you know. I got all my daily stuff done. I got all the fossils that spawn every day, and I found the money rock, and blah, blah, blah. And then I would end the stream, go to bed, go to work, you know, all that stuff. But on days when I don't have to work, or days when I work, let me rephrase. Days when I work, and then, but then I don't have to go in the next day, I could do all the daily stuff like I usually do. But then after that, I could use it as a preamble to roll into other games. You know, so build up some momentum. You know, people get used to watching the same thing over and over every day, or pretty much every day. Especially since it's a game like this, where it's just so natural for me. And then, you know, maybe beforehand, you know, on some days when I know I'm going to be off, I can be like, hey, you know, does so-and-so want to hang out? Maybe we can play something. And I could just set the time, because, you know, a lot of our friends are late-nighters anyway. And I just figured it'd be a cool idea to help me get back, or get into streaming at all. I can't really say. Can't really say I was ever really in it. Okay. Now see, that's a trick that used to fool me all the time. He does all that big long speech that you can't skip. And he says, do you want to hear that again? And when I was a kid, I used to mash B to get through it. But if you press B when that pops up, he says the entire speech again. And the reason they did that is because he's explaining that you absolutely have to talk to the little gyroid guy, the little robot dingle-dong next to my house, in order to save. So they really want to make sure little kids who are playing this, like, got it in their head that you had to talk to him to save. Otherwise, nothing you did would ever get recorded. So, if you don't mind me asking, Nick, Zero was helping with it a bit, but, like, is the volume good? I know my mic should be fine, because I've done so much troubleshooting with that on test streams. But, like, can you hear, like, the little jingle-jangle music and everything? And, like, when he talks, you can hear the animal noises? And you know, like I'm not drowning it out and it's not drowning me out. Oh, A1. That's an easy spot to remember. Nice. The only... So I use a modded GameCube for this, cough cough wink wink. The only problems I've had with it so far with this game disc, wink, is some slight frame drops when the camera goes from being still, like here, like it's fine, but when it first starts going into move mode, it'll drop frames a bit. And I've tried tweaking the settings in my modded GameCube, and it won't let me fix it. So that's a little tiny thing. Okay, I was just making sure because the audio reading on OBS is, or slobs, is really weird when it comes to sounds. Like right now, can you hear like the little, like in the music? Very, very faintly. I could probably bump it up a bit then. Okay, what about now? Maybe. It seems fine on the audio reading so far. So I'll leave it where it is, and if it gets messed up later, or if I find out which way other... Yeah. It looks a bit clearer on the audio readout. I was just wondering. Okay. Old ass game. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So unlike every other Animal Crossing game, because this was the first one, obviously, you don't start the game with a map. You actually have to kind of explore the town a bit at first. So that's why the game runs on a grid system. Like that's why when I walk here and I go up and change the screen, this is because this is a square and a grid of the map. So if I look at the map that's posted here, you know, I'm in A3. And every time the screen does that transition, I'm in the next square. So that's where Tom Nook's store is an A1. Post office and the dump. That's actually a really good place for those. The police station is more of a lost and found than anything, but it's not in a bad place, neither is that. And I want to say I got really lucky with bridge placement, because later in the game, like way later in the game, there's a random event where the mayor's walking around by the river, and he's basically like, I think I was thinking of building a third bridge somewhere. About where do you think you want to do it? And then you have to physically push the mayor into whatever square you want the bridge to be in. And then once he's there, you talk to him, and he's like, yeah, I think this is a good spot. And then the next day, if you're lucky, a bridge will spawn there. But once it's there forever, and you can't undo it. Like I said, old game jank. But I like having a bridge down here, because every time I'm fishing at the ocean, I hate... So the last town I had, this lake was over here, and there was a river down here too, but there was no bridge. Instead, the bridge was up here. So anytime I wanted to go fishing at the beach, unless I wanted to run in these 3 squares over and over and over, I'd have to go here, up, over, just to get across the bridge to come over here. Alright, shake a tree. Rock. Oh, wait. I gotta say hi. Who do we get? Oh, I like this one. Hello. Maddie. I don't think I've ever seen this villager before. Like, even in the new games. Why Why is there weird spacing on my name? Is that just a limitation, or did I... Did I actually press spacebar and then write my name? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. I actually don't have a lot of time tonight, so I need to get this over with. I like this one too, because it's right next to my neighborhood. Oh, my town fruit is cherries. Okay, good. So if I ever make a neighboring town to visit, I need to make sure they don't have cherries. Okay, so I don't remember if you really played a lot, Nick, back in the day, but basically in the first game, you move to the town. You only have 1,000 bells, which is like $10 in the game. Something like that. It's like $100, I don't know. And he's like, you owe me $18,000 for this house. Here, be my personal work slave for a day. And then he gives you a uniform. And you actually have to do a bunch of chores for him before you can even save the game. But it's a learning tool for newer players to teach them how to, like, what the gameplay loop is. But I don't know. I think it's kind of annoying. Like, even back when I was a kid, I thought it was really annoying. It's unskippable. Yep. I did learn something, though, when I was a little kid. If you change your clothes out of the uniform and talk to him, he gets upset. So if you change in front of him out of your uniform, he's like, I guess being in a casual work environment isn't so bad. And he's like, okay, I support you not wearing a uniform. So now I don't have to wear that, which is nice. Okay, so my first work task, he said, I kind of blew through it, but I just have to plant like flowers and shit around. Okay, so there's one there. And I like making my towns look nice. Oh, ball. That's a feature they never brought back in any of the other games, was these randomly spawning balls. And if you kick them over to villagers, they'll start playing with them. And it can change their moodlets around. Let's do one here. And the game will not let you continue until you've planted all of these. Can I put one here? You know what, that one. Nope. That looks nice, okay. I played this game too much. Like, I have the songs, like, ingrained in my head. There we go. And there's a really convoluted nature... I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a balance of nature system in the game that's really annoying. They fixed it a lot better in the newer games, so it's not as much of a hassle. But, oh shit. Just white. Okay. But you go talk to this wishing well spirit, and it's like, I see that there's not a lot of green in this one particular square. Maybe you can go fix that. But the game wants you to, like, flood an area with flowers to the point where it's just, like, obnoxious. Like, there's no room to move around or bug hunt or anything. Don't want any flowers here? I guess not. So, I've never really I really strived for that because of how annoying it really was. This one. There we go. I said those were white. I guess they're white in the middle. Whatever. Like, see how clustered these trees are? And you can't move through them. It wants, like, almost a whole screen to be that. Just so you can have a little nature tick to tick off. And then I want one over here by the thing. There we go. Okay, now I gotta find places for trees, which is annoying. Trees, trees, trees. Where to put them? Oh, hey. Cleo. Bippy. Yeah, my name's Bippy. There's a really weird spacing issue. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. Alright. Any place where trees are limited. I probably one right here. That probably won't grow, but you never know. Maybe one in the corner. Won't look too bad. That's not gonna grow. Whatever. And I'll plant another one next to it. just to waste it, because there's already too many trees. They made it a lot more balanced in the newer games, where the trees spawn, so they're not all... Well, some of them are, but not most of them are clumped together so fucking bad. Okay, any other thing? No. Cool. Turn in this first task. $80 bells. Literally 80 cents. Bippy. Alright. Sweet. I do like that there's a shovel for sale right away. That'll make getting fossils and crud real easy later. Gardening. Because this game has a much more restrictive grid-by-grid system with planting things than some other games. I mean, they also have a grid-based system, but it's a little more restrictive in this one. So being able to dig a hole to see where it's going to be first and then plant them that way manually is better than just hoping that where you're standing is on a grid piece. Oh. Oh, the lake. Didn't think it was there. Oh, but now there's... Oh, I gotta go. Now I'm having the inverse problem I was having before. Now I got to go all the way down to the beach just to go across. Well, that could be worse. It's pretty annoying, though. But hey, when I build a bridge... I'll build a bridge. Why? Ava. Well, I like my villagers so far. Did I really put a space in my name? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, there's the mayor. Who I respect most? Why, my grandpa, because I'm a brown noser. Yeah, there's definitely a spacing thing in my name. I don't know what that's about. Alright, cool. I met him. Met 3 of my people. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, shells. There's also a lot less fish and bugs in this game. I mean, it makes sense because it's the first one. I've heard people talk about there's one for the Nintendo 64, and people are like, oh, I played it since back then. I've never looked into it, but I've never heard anyone in real life ever talk about it that way. They always talk about this one being the first one. Oh, okay, both of those are by the sewing place. That's really easy to remember. Oh, okay, so I know where all 4 of my dig spots are. It's that place. Ah. Oh, I don't like this guy. He's fine, I just always thought the leaf on his head was stupid. I guess I could just pretend it's weird green hair. Oh, Chief. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Ooh. Well, I guess every town needs a grump. That's not the worst one. There are some grumpy models that are just like, oh, dude, go shave your face, drink some coffee. You need to wake up. Right, anyone else? Met. Bob! Oh! Okay, I love Bob. He was, not only because my name's Bob, yeah, I know, whatever. When I was a kid, legitimately, this was the first villager that I met. That I can remember. I'm sure that there was like a stupid test run I did where I didn't know how to save the game, blah, blah, blah. But he's this awesome purple cat. And he's just super chill. And he's like one of my favorites. Okay, so he's by the lake to the right. So let me go talk to him. So that's really nice. I'm not sure how big the character pool is for the town people in the first game. I imagine it has to be big enough, but nowhere near as vast as the scale has become for the newer ones. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, see, look. This is what I'm talking about. The trees. It took me forever just to find that. They're so clumped together right there, I can't get through. So where was he? Not here. I guess one over, and I just walked past his house. I also missed the bushes. Oh, there he is! Oh, yeah. My name's Bippy. Hello. Alright, cool. So you're definitely gonna be the one I'm gonna try to go for max... what? Max friendship, not happiness. With first. Yeah. Yeah, no, we got cherries. Oh yeah, I forgot. It just started, so everyone's gonna be talking tutorial speak for a while. Sweet. Okay. That task is done. Let's go talk to Nookman. Get that over with. Bridge. That's a well-placed bridge, though. I like that one. There we go. So iconic, I can't help but sing. Okay, now we're getting into nitty-gritty. Oh, I gotta bring it to Bob. Sweet. I know where he is. Yes. And then I believe after the first... It's been a while, but I believe after the first delivery, successfully, he gives you your personal map. And then you can look at the map whenever you want to. Which, in most of the other games, is just kind of helpful to see at the bottom of your screen. You know, the DS or 3DS or whatever. But for this game, it's a lot more useful, I feel, because of the super hardcore grid system they have. So it'll just be a while. So he's gonna go to Bob's house. Give him the ding-dang furniture. What am I bringing to him? Oh, I forget. It doesn't say. It just says delivery. He's over here. I hear him. There he is. Yes, hello. I have delivery for you, Bob. Here you go. Well, yes, I am delivering things. Alright. What are you going to give me? Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay. Yes, I know how a drawer works. Yep. Okay, thank you. One step closer to being able to save the dang game. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there we go. All right, Nookman. Give me my map, please. Yep. Give me the map. Give me the map. Thank you. Chief, okay. Write a letter? Okay, that's easy enough. Yes. Okay. I keep trying to use the arrow buttons on my controller, but I haven't mapped them to move anything, so I have to use the stick for everything. Which I don't remember if this game was like that or not, originally. It's going to Chief. Hey. Yo. Buddo. Chief. Baby cakes. Oops. How do I do the... Oh, I do have it mapped. It just doesn't work. Okay. Hey, oh, Buddo, Baby Chief. How do I... Oh, there we go. Baby cakes. Listen. Nope. Oh, I can just do that. Okay. You like shopping? Right. So, get your face down to... This is really messing up really messing up my flow, how clunky this is. Wait, I remember if you... Yeah, that's how you do it to get proper grammar. Bookstore. Pronto. P.S. He made me write this. R. No, it's not spelled right. Sweet. Okay. But yeah, I don't even know if you're still listening or not. But I'm basically just going until I get to the point where I'm not working for him anymore and I can save the game. And then I'm going to shut it off because I'm tired. But then when I start tomorrow, I'll be able to do my daily duties. Except I am going to dig up all the fossils. Because the way the fossils work in the first game is you have to dig them up and then physically mail them to a far-off museum. And then the next day, or if you do it early enough, really late the same day, the fossils will come back identified. That's why they kind of streamlined it later, but... Oh, it's cool, man. You know, you don't gotta be no talkative Nancy up in here. You don't gotta be flapping your meat flaps, gums, talking. Sorry. I don't know. I figured that a lot of people who watch these kinds of games would either be really casual chatters, hardcore backseaters. Oh my gosh, people can really backseat these kinds of games. Or people who just want to have it in the background for relaxing, you know, whatevers. So don't feel like you have to be in chat just for whatever reason. Sweet. Okay. No. I wrote the letter. This game does have a really... This game has a really annoying grammar system. It's way worse than any of the other newer games. Because you have to use the enter key as if it was an actual enter key on a keyboard. So what you have to do is you have to finish a word at the end of a line, press the space button, but then the thing will go down to the next line automatically. When you're on the next line, then you have to press enter, and then that little arrow thing will pop up, and only then is it proper grammar. Even though it's already separated by a line, unless you have the little enter key thing, it's there. And villagers only respond positively to your letters if they're written with quote-unquote great grammar. And that's the only way to get friendship points and gifts from them via the mail is if you write them really well-written letters. And in this game in particular, because it was the first one, it's ridiculously restrictive. Waste time. Oh yeah, he's teaching you about doing favors for people. So, unlike I'm gonna do this a lot first couple of times I play this, but unlike the newer games in this one, there is a 100% always there option to ask people if they need help. So instead of just talking to them, excuse me, hiccup. So instead of talking to them, and then they'll randomly ask you if they can do a favor. See how it says let me help? There's always an option to just be like, hey, do you need errands done? And then the other one is like, hey, I want to talk. But they don't always have one. I think it's on each villager has like an individual timer and time slot thing, but I'm not sure. It could be like near random. What about this guy? Oh yeah, but now I can pull up the map anytime I want, which is neat. Cleo's the weird blue horse. Okay, cool. There she is. Yeah, you got any work for me? Yes. Yes, I met Tank. He's a weird rhino. Yeah, this game was also out back when VHS tapes were like the main way to consume media. So, so people are always like, hey, can you go get my VH tape back? He hasn't rewound it. Or they're like, he hasn't returned it. Can you make sure he rewinds it? And I'm just like, oh, how times have changed. Alright, Tank is where? Down there. Okay. And Nick, I know you have a proclivity towards ketchup. I don't know if she's in this game. I don't know if she was created this early on in the lifespan. I know there's some weird funky way to like manipulate town character spawns. I've never done it. I've just heard it's possible. Maybe I could try to like get some of my favorite villagers in here. I already have Bob. He's great. Oh, there he is. There's Tank. Bob's great. If I could get like, oh, what's her name? Mitzi? Goldie for sure. Goldie's great. And then I think Mitzi is the other one I like. The blue and tan cat. Yeah, I'm picking up a VHS tape. Mm. I don't know. But I figured, like, once people in our friend group, I mean, there's also going to be random people, of course, but I figured once people in our friend group started to notice that I was streaming, like, all the time, at a certain time, that maybe that'd be a really nice way to just kind of slip into just chatting with people, who maybe we don't always catch in not a Twitch environment, because I know that we have some friends who kind of only slip into conversation when it's goaded by a stream. There's nothing wrong with that. I understand that I especially understand that keeping up on Discord and Twitter and all that shit is exhausting. And you're like, I don't want to touch it. You're like, I'm just done. Oh, sorry, wait. I just stole her VHS. I didn't go back and return it. Wow. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, and then one other thing I talked about a little bit earlier. They never brought this back to my knowledge, except maybe on some of the island mini games in New Leaf. This game has, like, these shrubs that don't do anything other than you can't plant things on them because they're shrubs. But it makes bug hunting a lot more interesting because you'll hear a bug sometimes and you won't see it. And you'll have to goat it out of here. And only then can you hunt it. But I just think it looks really nice. I've always thought and wished they would bring back the bushes on the ground. Because I don't know. I always liked it. I think it made the world feel a little more alive and natural. But I understand for New Leaf especially, because that whole game is about nothing but customizing your town layout. At least in the way that they want you to. It's kind of dumb. But, where's this person's house? It's right here. Okay. Where are you, you blue horse? There you are. So I understand in that one, but, like, I think even in, like, the Wii version and in the original DS version, they don't have the things anymore. Which is kind of a shame. I really miss the bushes. Oh yeah, paper. Well, that's good. Then I can send off the fossils without having to buy any. But if I remember correctly, in this one, you can't immediately donate fossils. Like, even after you get them discovered. Right away. You have to go talk to the museum guy Blathers. Show him you have a fossil you want to donate. And only then he'll be like, hey, I'll contact my people over at the other faraway museum. And then in like 1 or 2 days, they send you a little thing in the mail. It's like, hey, we're from the faraway museum. Here's our address. Send us fossils and we'll identify them and send them back. So there's a lot of things that they tidied up in later games. But it does make the world feel a little more real. Especially for the time period it came back in. Because this is back before... I don't want to say before email was really big. Because it was. But this is before media consumption and social networking was like really big. So if you wanted to send something, you actually had to send it in a letter. It couldn't just be like, here's a file attached to a thing. Here you go. So it just makes the world feel a little more in that time period, which I always liked. Plus, I don't know if anyone else is like this. When I was a kid, and if I ever wrote or received a letter in the mail, that was like Christmas. If my mom went outside to the mailbox, came back in with like the little magazines and everything, and she's like, oh, hey, Bob, there's a letter for you. My face would light up, and I would jump off of whatever video game I was playing and be like, oh, mail. Now, usually it was a Game Informer magazine, and I was like, oh, it's just a magazine. Or something. But every now and then I'd get a letter from my cousins. And there's just a warm place in my heart for getting handwritten letters from people you know. Like, the Animal Crossing really builds on that. You know, they talk about that in theory, that, like, letters, blah, blah, blah. I think there really is something to people, especially when they grew up in a time period where that was, like, because I grew up when it was in between. digital and still sending letters. So it was kind of dying to send letters to people. It's not dead like it is now. Now you only get letters from like businesses and what the heck was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta deliver to Sid Chicken. I forgot what I was doing. I don't know. I always thought that was interesting. And I always really enjoyed it when I got a letter. Or if I sat down and wrote one, I would find myself rewriting things a couple times to make sure I made sure I got my points across. Because nothing's worse than when you send a letter. Because I know it happens on a micro case nowadays whenever people type things to each other and send it in messages like, oh, I didn't mean that, I meant this. Back in the day, if you wrote a letter and you miswrote something and people could take it the wrong way, it would be like weeks before. If they sent you a letter, it might be like a week or two before the letter got back to you to be like, hey, dude, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So you really had to be careful what you wrote. Yeah, I got a stinky carpet for you. Here you go. I don't know. It always makes me feel nice to sit down and write a letter or to receive a handwritten letter for someone. And even back when I was a kid, it was so rare. It was maybe once a year. Not even at Christmas time. At Christmas time, maybe there were like little Christmas cards and whatever, but those weren't really that personal because you would just sign your name on them. I'm talking about like a fully handwritten letter. It's just something special about it. Yep, you're still talking. I don't know. Oh, there's another one here. Wait. So there's one by the store. That's easy. One by Bob's house. There's two here and one here. Okay, so I think we got some gyroids. Like day one with a shovel in the shop. That's really nice. I kind of wish I had a fishing pole. I always feel weird when I run past fish and I scare them. Because I'm like, no, I should have caught it. Because I might not have it in my encyclopedia yet. And it's like, well, I don't have a fishing pole yet. It's that really awkward starting point when you have nothing. Especially in all Animal Crossing like games like that, but especially in this one. Sometimes this evil man right here will sell the exact same tool 3-4 times in a row. So for 4 or 5 days in a row, especially if you're like me and you don't like to time travel in this game, you just like to play it straight. That's infuriating when you first start. You're like, oh, I bought a shovel day 1, that's nice. And then day 2, day 3, day 4, it's still shovel. And you're like, all right, dude, I'd like to catch some bugs or, go fishing. It gets a little bit better later in the game when the store gets bigger and you maybe start another character because you're getting bored of the one you have, start a new house or whatever. But it's real rough goings in the beginning when you can only buy one tool at a time. Even though he has enough space. Wait, I want to go back and show this. This always peeved me off even when I was a kid. There's clearly enough room to sell two tools. But if memory serves, he never does until his store gets upgraded. So it's like, hey, why do you have that extra space there for nothing? Literally nothing. Why are you like this? You stinky raccoon man. Alright, what was it? To Chief? Yeah. Ooh, I like that placement. Oh, that's a big one. I can't get it though. Wait, Chief is down there. Okay. Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob. I'm really happy I got Bob in this town. He was like the first villager from back like early in my childhood. I could physically remember being like, oh, I like that one. I think he was the first guy I got a photo of too, come to think of it, but I could be wrong. Okay, it's up here. Chief is the fox man. Hello. Oh yeah, I remember. This is the mission where you deliver it and then they don't give you anything. They just show you the letter that he made you write. Yeah, that was my... Oh, man. Yeah, luckily with that letter, you don't have to use grammar. And they still, because they say the same thing no matter what. I know. I'll watch my profanity. Don't you worry. I was not one of those kids who made my Animal Crossing people say horrible words. And then show it to my friends and be like, hey, look, I made them say this thing. Luckily, none of my other friends were too. I'm sure it would have been funny. Except that they say it like 900 times a day. Oh, wait, there's one here too? Wait. Is that the one I was thinking of, not by the store? Or is there another one? No, that was the one. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm like rambling incessantly. But I don't know. I feel like the banter keeps this game fresh a little bit. Okay, the bulletin board. So this should be the last one before I can save. And then I have very little more to do today because I can't really do much on your first day. Yeah, a lot of people did that. Oh, you see, you can't make it that long. You can't make it that long, not in this one. But they do that a lot more than in the newer games. People are really insecure in this version about their catchphrases. So you can change them all the time to basically anything. I'm playing the Australian version because I couldn't get the US version disc to work because I guess it was scratched. I could not get the US version to run. So this is the Australian version. I know Australia has some very weird... Yeah, that's why I'm playing with my Switch controller, because I sent my GameCube to a guy overseas, and he modded it for me to have a capture card built in. Oh, don't be silly. I would never pirate a game that I also own. So, no. Shut up. That's a Monka TOS, dude. Stop. What the fuck was... Oh, I gotta write a thing at the billboard. Oh, wait. What carpet did I get? Ooh. That might look nice, actually. Let's see. What should I write? I mean, I can always leave it blank like I usually do. That's what I used to do as a kid. I used to go over here, click on write, and I would just press start, and leave it blank. And then he accepts that. Whoa, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know how that happened that fast. Wait, I know. There we go. That's a nice Earthbound reference. Alright, so that's done. I want to see how this looks. They've kept a lot of these the same since this first game. So this is the like red rug with the wooden floor, I think. Yeah, okay, that looks nice. Also, another thing they never brought back, Nick, like at all, is the journal system / calendar system. So you could look and be like, oh, there's nothing that day. Or there's nothing going on in February. Like, see, look, you can see it's Groundhog Day. And you can like make little notes about like people's birthdays and stuff in town, so you don't forget. So you can give them things and their friendship builds. But you can also write a big long diary for the month. The only problem is that this is all the space you get for the entire real life month, and you only have a certain amount of characters you can use. So you could keep a legit, short written, but a legit journal back in the day. I don't know. See, I didn't really play Harvest Moon in the, like... Oh, wait. Yeah, can I... Oh, yeah, you can also lock it off. So, so if you shared this game back in the day with your little sister or something, you could write things in your journal. And you could say, no, I don't want anyone else to read it. And then if they ever played on their character and they tried to read it, it would say, oh, it's private. So then they'd have to try to sneak and be your character. The last Harvest Moon I played was also on the GameCube, or maybe it was the PlayStation 2. It was A Wonderful Life, I think. I don't remember there being a system where you write in a journal. There could have been, I just couldn't have seen it. I never really got that far. Yeah. I think you were downstairs when I was talking about the grammar system in this game, huh? Miko's in chat. Where? Miko, hands up. No, let me go turn in this quest. Stalled long enough. Excuse me. I'm not used to public speaking. Yes, hands up, Miko. You are under arrest for being too precious and amazing. Is Miko in chat? Yeah, they are. Huh. Okay, cool. Yeah, oh, I gotta click on the... I mean, I have to... Hey, it's better than you, who 50% of the time smells fragrantly like farce. So, you gotta pick your poison there, buddy. Okay, cool. Now... Yeah, so I have 17,400 left because he did pay me a little bit for the things I did. It's still highway robbery, but whatever. Oh, Nick, also, I didn't fix my chair, but because it was never broken to begin with. It's just not the way I... My poison is farts and I will happily die in an ocean of them. Yeah, okay. You're lucky I don't have a quotes thing, or I would totally do that. Okay, yeah. Blab, talk. Let me go. There we go. Sweet. Okay, that's done. Now I'm free. But I need money. I don't really want the blue bookcase. I don't... Okay, are you guys ready to see some fucking witchcraft cheat magic that I never knew as a kid? Watch this. Okay, so you see how the background of my guy's inventory is little circles? Now, I never knew this when I was growing up, but I was watching a Let's Play like a year and a half ago. Just, you know, in the background, you know, chilling, playing a game. And they grabbed a shirt, and there's a little hidden thing down here. If you go down to the bottom corner, and then go down one more, there's a secret. And if you let go of the shirt, whatever that shirt is will become a repeating pattern in your background. Forever. Until you replace it with another shirt. And then you get the big dot shirt. Because it's always, I believe it's always big dot at the beginning. So I can take my paw print shirt and make my background paw prints forever now. And that works with any shirt in the game. I don't think you can use designs. Let me see. No, it doesn't work with designs, but you can use any pre-made shirt in the game. but I actually really like the paw print shirt to wear, so I'm just gonna make the leaves for now. Okay, I'm gonna save the paper because I needed to mail off fossils and shit later. But along with these cherries, I'm gonna go sell everything else in my pockets and buy that shovel. Because I've actually made notes on where all the dig spots are today. And I'm going to do that. Talk to Blathers. Start getting the... Oh yeah, were you around when I was talking about the donating system in this game for fossils? About how it's different than the newer games? Yeah, like the cell. I think you were downstairs getting a drink. Okay, so you know how in the newer games, maybe not, but basically you just talk to the museum guy and he's like, oh, I can just tell you what these fossils are. And then he identifies them. He's like, oh, I have these or I don't. Would you like to donate them? In this first game, that's not a thing. What you have to do is talk to him, say, hey, I have something to donate. Try to donate an unidentified fossil. He'll go, oh, I'm not studied enough to be able to tell you what they are. I have some friends in a place called Faraway Museum. Maybe I can get in contact with them for them. So then in about 2 or 3 real life days, what'll happen is you'll get a letter in your mail from Faraway Museum saying, hey, we got contacted by Blathers. If you want us to donate any fossils, just send them to us. Then you have to physically mail them the unidentified fossils. Wait a day. The next day they'll send them to you, and then you can donate them. So it's a lot more involved and time consuming in this game than in the newer ones. So first thing I gotta do is buy this damn shovel. Yes, give me shovel. Yeah, I know how to use it. I know how to use it. I know how to use it. Stop talking. He's still going about how to use it. Thank you. I'm gonna buy some plants. That is something they really made fun of later in games, is that the characters over-explain everything in this one. Like every time you buy one. So that's why in all the following games, they made it to where it's a big option, if you even want them to talk about it at all. Especially the donation guy, Blathers, because he goes on forever in this game about like when you want to donate something, everything he has to put a little like spice on, a little personal spice, put a little pretty flower there. So in this game, unlike the other games, you also can't pick up the flowers and remove them. You actually have to buy seeds and plant them. So when you plant a seed, it's okay, here's the first one. It's a gyroid, a bovoid. I don't remember that one. So everything in this game. Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, everything in this game is a lot more set in stone than the other ones. It's a lot more be careful what you do. Let's see. Down here. There. Nope, not there. Hit the rock. Nope, not that one. Okay. Man, I remember when I was a kid and I learned about the money rock. I learned about it organically. I didn't hear about it or see a villager talk about it. I was just being a dumb kid and I was like, haha, I'm gonna hit my shovel on things. And I hit a rock. And it just started spitting out money, dude. Turned red and spitting out money. I did that thing when you're a kid and you get excited, you tuck your legs under yourself. Like, and you go, and you make like the monkey face, like, oh! So I was like laying on the ground, playing on my TV, and my freaking GameCube controller. And that happened, and I was like, oh! And I tucked my legs under myself, and I was like, oh, oh! And I kept hitting it until I did the thing where you dig a hole instead of hitting it. Because you bounce back every time you hit it, unless you dig holes. And it stopped, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. And then the next day, I went up to the same rock, and I did it again. But it didn't spit out any money, and I was like, what? So then I went around to every other rock, and I found it again. I was like, is that just a thing that happens every day? And as it is. And that's a really good game secret, in my opinion. I need to put this down here. Oh yeah, get ready for that. Get ready for a lot of inventory management OCD in this game. I have to have things in a certain order or my brain yells at me. Or the mind goblins come out and they're like, hey, stop that. Hey, shut up. There's a mole cricket here somewhere. That noise used to drive me nuts when I was a kid because I didn't know what it was. Hey, get away from my hole. Alright. Lucky it's not that one. Oh, maybe this one. Because this is a real easy way to, like, kickstart the game. Or your finances, at least. Oh, yeah, wait, there's dig spots. There's 2 here, and I think there's 1 more to the left. Alloyed. Now, I have nothing against the gyroids in this game, but I'm definitely going to be selling them for a while, because they're a pretty decently okay way to make money at the beginning, because they sell for like 800 something each. I didn't know. You know what? No, not there. And not there. Put that here. That also doesn't work. No. Yeah, there. Alright. No, hit the rock. Not that one either. Okay. Oh, there's the museum. Oh, I guess I could... Where's the other one? I had it memorized. Wait, it was... Maybe it was here? Oh no, I forgot where they were. There's more dig spots than I thought there were. Because I think there has to be at least 3 fossils a day in this version. And there should only be gyroids if you don't play for a while, or if it rains the day before. The fuck? Oh, she's camping. That's weird. I didn't know they had the igloo in this version. Wow. Neat. Although it looks like it's already a person that lives here, hangs out in there. Not that one either, huh? Alright. Let me find the fossils, try to donate them, get that ball rolling, and then I'll save and quit for the night. But I think this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun idea. There's a lot of rocks. Nothing there. Bum, 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 boom, boom. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. I remember there was another dig spot around here somewhere, but I guess I got it already. Oh well. Bum, bum, bum. Oh. Not that one. That would have been nice, though. Space station. Ball. Let's see. Any more dig spots? I don't think there's anybody's shop. I think I would have remembered that. But let's double check. Grid by grid, grid by grid. Eventually, if I can get any other people who are into Animal Crossing, or not even necessarily into Animal Crossing, Snowball, to talk with me in the game. That'd be nice. Just, chat over the game with each other. Hanging out. Nope, not that one either. Dang it. There is one there, though. I have to remember that. Aha! I don't really care about the gyroids that much, but if I can find at least all 3 fossils, which I think I did. Okay, cool. Die. I don't feel like building a snowman right now. Don't remember what they do in this one. Hey, no, hit the rock. Not that one. Okay, there's got to be like 3 or 4 rocks left in the entire town. I haven't checked. So let's get that. Oh, there you are. Oh, well, here's one hidden. That's too far away. There we go. Okay, not that one either. Probably find it eventually. Oh, here's one. Also not that one. Oh, hi DJM. How's it going? It's been a minute. Oh yeah, you do like Animal Crossing, huh? Yeah, it's all coming back. Yeah, I forgot. How's it going? Shut up, phone. I hear you. Oh, nope. Nope. Ah. Think that way. Okay. It's also going pretty good. I can't really complain. Tonight's the first day that I'm kind of doing... I've had this idea knocking around for a long time. But I never... Oh, let me dig these up, because these are not going to grow. I just dumped them here because he wanted me to plant them for my first day. And I don't want that looking ugly. I've been knocking around this idea for a long time, and I really wanted to act on it, but I just couldn't find the motivation. But lately, I've been feeling a bit better about things, and I really want to enact it. So, because my work schedule is pretty stable, I don't want to say super stable, and I'm getting off at around the same time every day, I was like, you know what, why not stream this game? Set the time to be, like, peak playing hours when I get home. It's gonna be a big change, DJM. I played the crap out of New Leaf to where I have like 73 million bells saved up because there's an achievement for getting 100 million bells. But I always get really bored of farming the super big beetles. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. And every now and then I'll get back on and make like 60,000 and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm really excited for the new one too. It looks like a big change to the formula, and I'm interested. Oh, but what I was saying, since I get off around the same time every day at work, I was like, I could set the hours, so like I'll stand still. Right now it is noon in the game, but where I am right now it's 10:14 p.m. And I was like, okay, so I usually get off of work at 7 p.m. my time, maybe a little bit later on some days, maybe a little bit earlier on some days. So I'll set the clock for 9 a.m. being my 7 p.m. So that way when I get off of work, I'll come home, eat something, change my clothes, whatever. And then I'll hop on the stream, do all the daily things, get all the fossils, catch some fish, mess around. And then when all the daily things are done and I'm feeling that Animal Crossing fatigue, I'd be like, all right guys, signing off, whatever. And that'd be like a nice little daily project. And then I was like, maybe on some days when I work, but then I get home, but I don't have to go to work the next day, I could do all my daily things and then roll into other things. Not that one either. I don't know where this money rock is. I've hit like 9 rocks. Ooh, wait. Sweet. But I just figured that'd be a nice little, like, I don't want to say meditation thing, but you know what I mean. It'd be a nice daily thing to just do. You know, get my groove back a bit. Because I've never been in... I like streaming. Have I checked this one? I don't think I have. Are you the chosen rock? No. Okay. Maybe the first day you play doesn't have one. That seems a little asinine, but I don't know. Also, I think that'd be a great spot for a flower. Oh, sweet. Because I've definitely been wanting to get into streaming for a long time. But I've never found a game that just kind of becomes like flow. Oh, there it is. It just kind of becomes like flow of consciousness. So I can play a game and feel completely comfortable. There's 4? Huh. Okay. Hold on, wait. I gotta soothe the mind goblins really fast. No, that goes there. No, wait. That goes down here. No, not here. That goes there. And then this goes up here. And then that spot's for my shovel. Ah! The controls are really weird in this one compared to... I'm so used to like the really fluid controls in the newer one that this slightly more restrictive grid-based system is really messing with me. I don't know. But I guess there's 4 a day. I thought in the old one there was only 3 a day, but I guess it's 4. And I can't... I've hit every rock in this town. Oh, this is a brand new game, by the way. Like, I just got done doing the Nook quest to be able to save. I'm starting a legit new town. And the rules are, I can't time travel. I think this is it. I don't remember doing this one. I can't time travel. And I can't use any, like, cheats or item duplication things. Let's see. But I just... Oh, there's another one here. Nope. Alright. There's a lot more rocks in this version than the newer ones. In the newer ones, you have like 6 in your entire town. This one, I have like 13. But yeah, so... Like, even back when I was a kid, I did not like time traveling. Because it makes weeds grow in your town, and it makes people unhappy. It just felt weird to me. But I've always been very sentimental with my... like town and stuff. I don't know. Wait, is that another dig spot? No, it's a texture. And I don't know. Oh, you're kidding. No! Alright, well, no. Give me one more. Oh. The one rock I thought I got already, I didn't get. I could have swore I hit that one already. Oh well, it's free money. That's... I mean, you probably know because you played this game a shit ton. That's the easiest way to get, like, 12,000 bells a day. And that would have been, like, pretty much my entire first rent. Like, immediately off the get-go. I could have swore you weren't online yet when I was going around when I very first got the shovel, unless you were, and I just wasn't paying attention. I went around systematically to every rock I saw, except for this one, and hit it. Because I thought it was it. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the idea. This will be like my daily... You know, people can join in the stream, watch the town grow as I play day by day, that kind of stuff. You know, on days when I'm off work, I can play earlier in the day, which in this time zone, because they're 10 hours behind me. So if I play in the morning, or if I play, if I play in the morning, it'll be nighttime here, and that's why I can do all my nighttime hunting and fishing. I figured that'd be a cool idea. Yes, hello. Sell these boys. Yeah, I would have had more than enough, slightly more than enough to be able to do my first entire rent if I wouldn't have messed that up. I could have got that off immediately. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to too late tonight. Especially since I don't have any tools and I really can't do anything. You know, I did all that. I spoke to everybody and met everybody. Did the money rock, got the fossils. Only thing I have to do now is... I say I didn't play my AC game like most people. No, I understand. Animal Crossing was like this version I'm playing right now was a very special time in my life where I would come home from school every day at around 4 p.m. because in Louisiana the schools start a little bit later and end a little bit later. And I'd come home every day at 4, log in. It was the perfect time to have a couple of hours to do things. You know, you had like 6 hours at most to do things before the store closed. And it was a daily thing back then. And I'm trying to recoup that a little bit. And I figured it'd be a good thing to just have it out in public, share it with people, talk to some people, you know. Oh, yeah, wait. I have to try to donate a fossil. You see me like, oh, I don't know what this is. And then he's gonna send a letter to the people at the Faraway Museum. Yeah, this game's weird because you don't get a letter from the Faraway Museum, which is the only way to identify fossils, until you do this. Until you give him a fossil, he's like, oh, I can't do it, but I know people who can. Then it takes like 1 or 2 days for them to send you a letter, and then you can send things to them and they'll do it. In all of the newer games after this one, he just does it immediately. He learns. They even make a joke about it, how he went back to school and he learned how to do it. No, that's everything. Sweet. Does he give you the address immediately? Maybe I'm misremembering it. I know the museum's empty. Oh, I get that. My mom used to work at a daycare center back in the day, so I never really went there because I just went home after school. My grandma would come pick me up, but I know I used to hang out there a couple of times. Does he? Maybe I had that wrong. Maybe he just gives you the address. No, he doesn't. So in real life, in a day or two, they'll send my guy a letter being like, oh, we are the Faraway Museum. We're very big and stuffy. We have big cheeks and we have big handlebar mustaches. Send us your fossils. We'll tell you what they are. And then you can send them to them. But until then, all they do is sit in your pocket. So that's going on. I wish I could like paint you guys a picture of the character I'm thinking of when I do a voice like that. Do you know the main character from Bone Tomahawk? What's his name? He's got like the very old timey like handlebar like mutton chops that turn into like a weird mustache, that kind of look. That's the kind of like old English professor I'm thinking of when I make that kind of voice. Like just a very stuffy old man. Okay, well I did that. Not much else to do. I could pick cherries and stuff, but that's not really worth it. Eventually, I'm gonna make a save town in slot B, so then I can use the train to go there and pick fruit there, and then have different fruits in my town to start getting the money train rolling, which I think would be nice. Oh, Town Melody. Wait, let me see if I can remember mine. Bone Tomahawk isn't, as far as I'm aware, it's not a game. It's a really dark Western movie, I guess you'd say. But the main character in it is, his facial hair is like the kind of facial hair I'm thinking of on that character. Let me see if I can remember. It's because I play it all the time on the piano. It's so is it C? C 1 2 3 4. Da, 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 da. I might have to do this off screen because I do this every time. I'm like, oh, I know the notes, and then I'm mentally trying to play the piano like with my fingers, and I'm like, I don't remember what the actual notes are. I've gotten so used to muscle memory. Bum ba da dun 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 dun. It's C. Wait, it's C 1 2 1 2. Bum ba. Ba 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 ba. C, and then it's G E. No, E. F G. I think I really might have to do this off screen on my actual piano and then write down the notes, like on a little piece of paper, so I can redo it tomorrow. Every time I do this. All right, let's see. That's kind of close. No, it's too high. Wait, so it's G. No. Okay, so the first two notes are right, and then after that, it's stupid. Did you C again? No, it's too low. I don't know. I always run into this problem. It's so it's G. Is it just lower? Oh, I can't do it. That's definitely not it. Yeah, I'll have to do this. Yeah, I'll leave it at default. I'm gonna have to do that off screen and write it down. That I was always I'm okay at the piano. I can't read sheet music, like at all. I barely learned how to back in like 4th grade, and I've completely forgotten. But like, I know what keys are what keys if I look at a keyboard, or if I look at an actual piano, I can tell you like which key is what key. But if I'm trying to do it in my brain, it really mind floods me. Okay, so I have some paper and that. Oh, DJM, you want to see something cool? Wait, okay, I'm going to use this as clothes. This is a secret I didn't know about when I was a kid, but I watched a Let's Play of it like a year and a half ago, just in the background. And apparently if you grab a shirt of any kind in the game, you go over to this bottom corner, and then you go down. There's a secret space here, and if you let go of it, whatever the design of the shirt is will become your background. So I have the work uniform. You know. Hi Mari, how's it going? Man, my voice is getting hoarse. Hold on, I gotta drink something. There we go. Yeah, they don't have that in any of the other games, as far as I'm aware of. And it's a legit secret. No one ever talks about it. But yeah, any shirt in the game, you can't use your own designs, sadly. But you can take any shirt that's pre-programmed in the game and just drop it in the secret spot, and they'll become your background. And that's super cool. Oh, I understand, Mari. Don't worry. I am going to be ending soon, but I'll hit you up in the DMs to explain like what's going on, because I don't feel like explaining it all over again. But this is a project that's going to be going on for a while. If I stick to my guns, which I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to. No, I understand, Mari. Like I said, I'm probably going to be ending in a little bit, so don't worry. But yeah, there's a big plan for this. This is this is going to be a long-standing thing if I can help it. So I don't have. It's also winter. I guess February. Because I still kept the days the same. Except obviously it's going to be 10 hours behind. But it is weird that February is still snowing. But I guess this would be like the last month of winter in this game. I don't know. But yeah, I already dug up everything. I already talked to all the villagers. I already finished the quest. I can save. Not much else to do today, so I get some more tools. So I'm probably going to save it into here, but I think this is going to be nice. I think this is going to be a nice exercise. Oh yeah, I forgot. I named my guy Bippy, but apparently I pressed the space button. So my guy has a double space on his name every time someone talks, and it's really getting under my skin. But I don't want to reset the game and do all this all over again. Because I really like the town orientation of the bridges and everything like that. And I also have Bob in the town. And Bob's one of my favorite villagers. Because back when I was a kid, he's like the first one that stuck with me, being like, oh yeah, I like Bob. I don't really care that our names are the same. I think he's cool. Because he's the purple cat that has the half-closed eyes all the time. And he's just really chill. Yes, I'd like to save. Sweet. So yeah, so this will probably be the end. Oh look, there he is. Speak of the devil. Yeah, so this is going to be the end of tonight's stream. But this is going to be a nice thing. And, you know, you don't have to feel, anyone is listening, and I know every streamer says this, blah, 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 big or small. You don't have to join in if you don't want to. You know, if you just want to, if you want to go on with your day, do other things, I understand. It's not going to hurt my feelings. If you don't feel like talking, you just want to hang out in the background and listen, that's fine too. I appreciate lurkers. I always have. So, I don't know. But I think this is going to be nice. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think this was a nice kickstart to all this. I've only been going for an hour and 47 minutes. But, you know, I had a long day at work. I just got home. My legs are tired from sitting in this chair, from walking all day. So I'm going to go conk out probably. But I would say tomorrow, probably around 7 p.m. CST. You know, maybe 8 o'clock CST. If I stick to my guns, I'll be back, and we'll continue on from where we left off. So if you guys are free to hang out, feel free. If you're not, that's cool too. All right. You guys have a nice night. Thank you for hanging out.